Welcome to AH224 online format for the summer of 2020. In this short video, I want to introduce you to the course and the structure of the course so that you're all ready to go with your first unit. The best place to land when you open up the course is in modules, because I set up everything in modules. What you'll see is the current unit module. So we'll look at that in just 1 minute. I want to mention two other things first. Under support services for CCP students, you'll find some virtual support services. Click into this link for a pretty extensive list. CCP has done a great job of converting all of their support services to Zoom meetings online, so students still have that support. If you need any assistance or direction, don't hesitate to reach out to me as well when you're looking for some type of support. You have an introductory discussion, and if you complete that discussion, you earn 5 extra credit points on your first exam. And I wanted to mention, with discussions, this is where we learn from each other, that and the final project. So be sure to give enough time to these discussions. When we're in an online setting, much of our work is independent, but we do need to connect. That is something we don't want to lose in the online environment. So in this first discussion, you will introduce yourself, share something that is unique about yourself, and then answer 2 questions about your feelings regarding the healthcare system. With each of these discussions, you not only need to reply to the question, but also to respond to at least one classmate's reply as well. It should feel like a conversation if we're doing this correctly, and I'll be keeping an eye on that because, again, I really think it's important that we remember that this is a learning community. So this is Unit 1. It begins on May 18th, and it's set up in the order that you should do things so that you not only succeed, but have a rich learning experience. So there is definitely a reason for this listing in this order, and I'll go through it quickly, but you should not. You should take your time to listen and watch and discuss and complete. Before I get started talking about the Unit 1, and all other units will have the same structure, I wanted to mention that this is a 6-week accelerated course. In 6 weeks, we're doing everything that would occur in a 15-week course. It's a lot of work. When you add up and divide the hours that are spent both in the classroom and the expected 2 for each credit out of the classroom over a 15-week period, for each week of the 6-week period for a 3-credit course, you should be spending 22 hours. That's roughly 3 hours a day. So when you kind of feel overwhelmed, keep that in mind. This is an accelerated course. All right, each unit will open probably on Sunday night. I have the Monday because that's when it officially begins, but I'll probably open things up Sunday night. You won't see the unit before then because there's plenty to do, and I want you to focus on the unit at hand. Once the unit's open, everything's open. So if you want to spend 2 full days finishing up your work, you can do that. Everything is due on the Sunday evening at 11:59, but this everything is 20 plus hours, so please don't wait till the last minute. So we begin this this unit covers chapter 1 and chapter 2, and you want to go in order to succeed. So you'll listen to a podcast and watch a lecture. Okay, podcast, lecture. These 2 things kind of prime you for the chapter. This is a great textbook, but it is dense. So introducing some concepts, getting your brain thinking about some of this content beforehand is very, very helpful. Read chapter 1, and then you have a discussion. As with all discussions, you need to think carefully about your answer and reply in an informed, conversational way. If we click quickly into this discussion, we can see it refers to Chapter 1, specific pages, major issues and concerns. I'm asking you about your experience and what issue you think is important. These should not be quick, one-sentence reply. These are professional, well-written, well-thought-out replies. And if you look at the rubric, you can see how this is graded. You also have to reply to a classmate's post as well. But you see here, thought-provoking is the maximum points. Substantial, superficial, incorrect. So you will lose points for a kind of quick, haphazard reply. Okay? All right. So let's go back to that module. So in order, podcast, lecture, read, discussion. And then on to Chapter 2, podcast, lecture, read, discussion. So it's pretty consistent in the way that it's structured. At the very end of this unit, you have a reading quiz. That's 40 questions from those 2 chapters, and each counts 2.5 points. They are a mix of true, false, multiple choice, and multiple answers, and they can be challenging. You do not want to skip to this quiz before you've read carefully your chapters, thought about them in the discussions, listened to the podcasts, because this is a timed quiz and you only have 60 minutes for those 40 questions. And then lastly is your critical thinking and healthcare. This is a substantial assignment as well. Between the reading quiz at 30% of your grade and the critical thinking assignments at 30, these are the higher stakes assignments. But when you answer your critical thinking, and you can open it here, you're to do so with a great deal of thought. So this first assignment has you watch a documentary. All these are available. You can Google and sometimes find the full American Health, the full documentary, but you can also get a higher quality one through Amazon, iTunes, or Vudu for a couple of dollars. Now, this is a 99-minute documentary, so you need to watch it, you need to take notes, you probably should review the questions beforehand. This assignment is really expected to take a good couple of hours to complete well. Look at the rubric to see how it's graded. But again, if you're going to give it a shoddy kind of quick run through, you're going to do poorly on this assignment. So you really want to make sure you do a nice job. You'll type directly into the document, and then you'll submit that document through the assignment page. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. That's it. That winds up that unit. Again, think each unit 20 plus hours. Allow enough time for all of this. This is a great course and you will learn so much about healthcare, its issues, its trends, but you need to devote the time to do well. Now, before I leave this introduction, I wanted to mention something that comes at the end of the course. So our last week, instead of having a typical unit, we're actually going to finish up a course project. This course project is an online bulletin board that each student creates on a topic that they choose. So you'll read all about this here. You'll use a really neat app called Padlet, and that's linked up here. But you're going to create a professional wall or bulletin board that you will not only share with me, but that you will also share at a virtual poster session. So in Unit 3, you're going to submit your topic and your plan for research, but right now you can start thinking about that and go to Padlet, take a look at it. It's really, really neat. And start thinking about how you're going to create your bulletin board and what topic you'd like to address. The topic needs to be related to the title of this course, and you need to explore it from a healthcare system perspective. So diabetes could be part of a topic, but it's not enough. You're not going to give create a health bulletin board. It would have to be something that examines type 2 diabetes perhaps through the lens of the healthcare system. So which type of structures of primary care do best at helping patients manage type 2 diabetes? Or what social determinants lead to increased risk of diabetes in certain demographics. So it's more complex than just a health report, but you'll be submitting your topic for approval. It needs to be approved before you can actually create your bulletin board. And there's a pretty extensive rubric down here. So I don't want to scare you. This is a fantastic course. I will be very, very available to you for office hours and Zoom meetings. I can meet with you, almost anytime you need me, but you do need to kind of respect the course and the amount of work that is involved with the course, and you'll get lots and lots out of it. So thank you. Get started.